news in high definition, live, local, late breaking. This is WMVF News at 6.
Dead animals in a box in the woods. Police say this case could be connected to one very similar to it. I'm live with the latest on their investigation.
Plus, it's going to take a lot of money to get the technology one police department says it needs to keep you safe. Their plan to get the cash.
Then one industry not hurting for money, real estate, how brand new numbers are helping homeowners with signs like these in their front yards.
And this is not the kind of Christmas light you want in your home this year. The steps you need to take right now to make sure your family stays safe this holiday season.
But first on WMVF News at 6, Storm Team HD Doppler radar beginning to track a little bit of shower activity here across the inland areas with some light showers now pulling out of McCall and Clio, crossing from Marlboro County into northern sections of Dillon County, southern Robinson County, from Roland to Raynham over to Pembroke and Lumberton, seeing a couple of sprinkles and light showers. And we're trying to see a few more of those beginning to develop here between Hartsville and Darlington. Just a couple of blips on the radar right now. However, watching a cold front just now beginning to cross over I-95. Notice most of the shower activity occurring behind that cold front. So as the front moves south, so will the head through the rest of the evening hours. That's going to give us the risk for at least a couple of scattered showers. We'll hold those rain chances at 30% through 10 o'clock, 20% as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. Now, temperatures right now still not too bad, sitting in the low to mid 60s, but beginning to fall, and get ready for a bit of a shock to the system for Thursday. I've got my full Storm Team forecast coming up.
We're staying all over a developing story tonight in Surfside Beach. That's where police are looking for the men who led officers on a chase. You can see an SUV here stopped near a wooded area in a subdivision off of Highway 707. Surfside and Horry County police were called in to check this out. It all started when officers got a call about a stolen cell phone. They got a suspect and vehicle description and then tried to pull over someone who matched that description, but the driver took off, and that's when police started following.
They went by about 75 miles an hour, it looked like, and ended up going right into the woods here, and the cop was right on the tail.
Police towed the SUV. They're going to keep investigating and trying to find the person who was driving it, along with the passenger who was inside during the chase. Officers say they didn't find that stolen cell phone. Take a look here at this guy. The Marlboro County Sheriff's Office wants to know if you can name him. Investigators say he broke into a home in Bennettsville around 8 o'clock Tuesday night. A woman was inside when it happened, and when this guy ran into her, he attacked her. The suspect got away with some jewelry and cash. Someone in the neighborhood was able to give deputies a pretty good description of the suspect, and that's how they came up with that sketch. The witness also says the man was about 5'9", 140 to 150 pounds, and between 17 and 20 years old. The Sheriff's Office is offering a reward to anyone who can help them arrest and convict that man. If you have any information about where or who he is, you should call 911.
Brand new tonight at 6, police are looking for 2 people they believe are responsible for decapitating animals and leaving them lying around Myrtle Beach. WMVF News reporter Monique Blair is live where the most recent animal parts were discovered last night. Monique, what are police saying?
Michael, we've just received new information from police that those animals found may have been used for a, quote, sacrificial Thanksgiving feast. Now, last night, a child found 2 cardboard boxes right here. One of them held a part of a goat's body and the other one had parts of a chicken. Now, if you look closely, you can still see the feathers from where one of those cardboard boxes lay. And now police say they're looking for 2 suspects they believe are responsible for this.
And down here in Myrtle Beach, I seen dead goats and dead roosters on the side of the road.
It's inhumane for people to get away with stuff like that. I mean,
it's just unreal. I mean, right at my back door.
According to a police report, 2 hotel keys were found in one of the cardboard boxes last night. After further investigation, police found out 2 people were evicted from the Sea Mist Hotel after a security guard found out there were chickens, a goat, and a rooster inside their hotel room. The report states the 2 told the guard the animals were for a sacrificial Thanksgiving feast. Ronald Powell says he doesn't like that this is happening in his neighborhood.
It's a very awful foul smell at where we're standing at this time. I mean, it's just like something's been dead for a couple days or something.
This latest discovery comes just 3 weeks after police say a goat's head and a rooster's body were found only 1 block away in a bag. The report states after the 2 suspects were evicted from Sea Mist, they went to the Days Inn on South Ocean Boulevard. They checked out yesterday.
I mean, if they could prove that it's not a religious thing, it's just somebody being mean, you know, that's where they just need to give them the fullest extent of the penalty that they can.
Police say these incidences might not necessarily be a crime, but the people responsible could face charges for illegal dumping. But right now it all depends on what police find out actually happened to the animals.
It's just not a good thing to be going on around here. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it could be some kind of religious thing or, something like that. I mean, but why, animals, I mean, they don't bother nobody.
Police say one of the suspects has a previous outstanding warrant and the other suspect allegedly lived around here. Right now, police are looking for them to do some further questioning. And at this time, their names have not been released. I'm reporting live in Myrtle Beach tonight. Monique Blair, WMBF News.
The man in charge of South Carolina's IT division thinks 2 people should be hired to make sure your personal information stays safe. Jim Early heads the Division of State Information Technology. He told senators to consider creating 2 new positions, one to protect the data and one to figure out exactly what should be protected. Early made that recommendation to a Senate panel that's looking into the hacking that put millions of South Carolina taxpayers at risk. Well, this woman is married to the South Carolina trooper who resigned after getting arrested earlier this week. She's facing charges, too, for filing a false police report. The Georgetown County Sheriff's Office says around 12:30 Monday morning, Crystal Bridges told deputies her car was stolen from the Beaver Bar in Murrells Inlet. But the Horry County Sheriff's Office says she filed that report to try to cover her husband's tracks. He was arrested for hitting 3 people on the side of Jason Boulevard just off of Highway 501 about 3:30 Sunday morning. Horry County investigators say he got out of his car to check on those people and then drove off. He's charged with 3 counts of leaving the scene of an accident with minor injury.
The Conway Police Department says it needs new technology to keep more officers on the streets and away from their desks filling out paperwork. Erica Gonzalez is live in Conway tonight to give us some info about the kind of technology that we're talking about here. Erica?
Michael, they're called mobile data terminals, and officers here at the Conway Police Department say they're like fancy, sophisticated laptops. The department is trying to get their hands on more, and they're doing it with public safety in mind. Officer Katina Hipp says the mobile units give officers critical information they need when they're out on the streets. They can get real-time updates on current police calls, and they also have access to national databases with information on wanted criminals and stolen property. The Conway Police Chief is hoping the state will award the department the $100,000 needed for the new equipment. Officer Hipp says there's more technology on the radar. Soon officers will go completely digital when it comes to filling out accident reports. It's a system provided by the state, and Hipp says it helps create easier to read and more accurate reports.
A smaller margin for error because the computer has been set up with parameters to check, and they check the reports for errors that you may or may not miss, when you're just handwriting something.
Officer Hipp says they will start to use the new accident report technology next month. Now, as for the mobile units, if they get the grant money, they hope to have the new units installed by summer of 2013. Live in Conway tonight, Erica Gonzalez, WMBF News.
There's good news if you're a seller, not so great if you're a buyer. Home prices are up. They rose 6.3% in October compared to 1 year ago. That's the biggest yearly jump since July 2006. Those are national numbers, but it's a trend we're also seeing here in the Grand Strand. WMBF News anchor Theo Hayes talked with real estate experts to find out what that increase means to you.
For sale signs like this one in Carolina Forest won't last long. That's because home sales are up significantly in this area, as well as Conway and Myrtle Beach. And as for the price of that home, experts say you might want to consider asking for more.
Craig Dirks-Heide and the team of realtors at Grand Strand Real Estate Man say there's a lot of factors that go into deciding how much you'll list your home for, but all indications point to more.
We've kind of turned the corner in real estate, and our inventories are decreasing, and our sales prices are starting to finally turn the corner and creep up.
Nationally, October home prices have risen by 6.3% from last year, according to a new CoreLogic report. And in our area, prices are steady. What's jumped up big time are the number of homes being sold. Myrtle Beach has seen a 19% increase in closed sales. Conway's seen an 11% increase in closed sales. And Carolina Forest has a 12.3% increase in closed sales. Dirks Heidi analyzes reports for our area often and says what all this means is if you're a buyer, go with sooner rather than later, and if you're a seller, you could get more.
It all depends on the amount of activity that you're getting on the price you have it listed at now. While overall prices are going up, you still could be overpriced for the market, and like I said, it's not that the prices are skyrocketing, it's a very gradual increase, but at least it means that things aren't getting worse.
But Dirks Heidi says we're still not back to how things were before the economy crashed. For now, it's good news for the housing market nationally and locally. Prices in our area have steadily been on the rise since 2010, and hopefully that's proof that slow and steady wins the race. In Myrtle Beach, Theo Hayes, WMBF News.
One hospital taking a new approach to keeping you healthy. They're starting a new program to focus on follow-up care. That extra effort isn't just going to keep you out of the hospital, it could end up saving all of us some money. Welcome back. One hospital testing out a new program designed to continue care outside of the hospital's walls directly in a patient's home.
Lauren Wepler learned it's all in an effort to cut down on return visits.
After you leave the hospital, the last thing you want to do is come back. So you got to take care of yourself, and sometimes it isn't easy to do. So to not make a return visit, Southeastern Regional Medical Center is trying something new.
Come February at the Southeastern Regional Medical Center, a new program will be rolling out.
It's going to be interesting. It's something that's going to be new to me. We're going to go through a lot of training beforehand.
Jason Strickland, along with some of his fellow paramedics, won't just be triaging a patient in their truck, but now in their home.
It'll be a different side because we're used to treating somebody. We're with them for 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes. In this case, we may be with them for an hour. We'll be talking with them and their families at length. It's a new side of medicine. We're looking forward to it.
EMTs will be checking on patients who are recovering from 3 categories: acute MI, congestive heart failure, and respiratory issues at their home for follow-up visits. Paramedics will be going over prescriptions and preventative care with the help of a transitional nurse to better assist with patient care. But not everyone has to be enrolled in this if they don't want to.
They can opt out of the program, and we're going to track the readmission rates of the ones that opt into the program versus the one that opt out, to ensure we're doing the correct thing and see if we need to make any modifications to the program.
The program is funded through a grant for 2 years at the price tag of $310,000. It was created to lower a high readmission rate from the hospital of 10%, which cost the hospital $400,000 in federal fines last year alone.
And about 66% of the hospitals in the U.S. have been penalized based on their readmission rates for this. So we wanted to try to lessen ours, and this was one of the ways that we were able to try to help with that process.
Right. Leaders with paramedic partners have already been approved by the Robinson County Commissioners. Now they'll meet with state leaders on Friday to make sure that this program becomes a reality. Reporting here in Lumberton, Lauren Wepler, WMBF News.